I'm finally ready to go over this topic. Okay. Trae Young. So big shout out to Ty Yeager on this one, in which Ty Yeager says, let's just say I feel pretty confident that San Antonio is going for Trae Young this summer after what I just heard. Now, let me go ahead and say this, okay? Ty is awesome, all right? Ty is someone that I trust. I've talked to Ty on, a few occasions through the DMs. And Ty's a good person, good dude. Okay, I really do like Ty. I appreciate Ty's takes, input on things, and he does hear things here and there. And I will say this: you guys won't believe me. I don't say any of this because I don't want to sound like self-important, but I have my own sources as well, and I hear things as well. A lot of times when I talk about something, and I'll just give you a hint, okay? When I harp on something over and over and over again, more than likely it's something that I heard, and on top of it, I'm backing it up with things that have already been announced, and we just kind of build upon that. Now, when we're talking about opinions on how I feel about a player like Keldon or Sohan or whatever, obviously there's no source connected to that. That's just my feelings. That's just my thoughts on it. That's the way I view players. But a lot of times I do hear things, and yes, I've heard something about this as well, that the San Antonio Spurs are going to go after Trae Young. But it's backed up not only just from what I've heard and apparently what Ty's heard, and Ty can't say too much, which, I don't know where he heard it from, but I trust it. But it's also just been around, right? There's no surprise. There's nothing that came up where you should be shocked or anything like that. There's been many of articles talking about this already. People have already put that out there, that the San Antonio Spurs could be going after Trae Young. So it's been known that the Atlanta Hawks will be looking to move either DeJounte Murray or Trae Young, or both of them. That's kind of what it sounded like right now. It says perhaps the more significant reason why trade talk has a more tangible feel than ever before. There appears to be a true market forming for Young for really the first time in the 6 seasons as a Hawk. And it's already been announced that when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks, they've gotten calls about Trae Young and his availability, and a lot of teams and executives believe that Trae Young will be available when this season is over with. One other thing that I wanted to show you was this. So if you wanted to know who is in the running for trying to get Trae Young, Lakers, they put all their business out there. I mean, it seems like with the Spurs, we're pretty low-key. You rarely hear anything. But the Lakers, you hear a lot. And it says the Lakers view Trae Young as a third star who can help push for a championship now, but also bridge the gap to the future for a new era alongside Anthony Davis. That sounds all great and dandy. I mean, it might happen. Who knows? But when you think about what they can give up, it's not really that much. So Los Angeles can trade upwards of 3 first-round picks and 4 swaps this offseason. Those aren't going to be that great. So more than likely what they'll have to do is have another team involved. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the beauty of this whole situation. I've said this already and I stick by it. I don't care what the Spurs do. I end up putting out there, I think I put it on Twitter. I was like, hey, I'm cool if the Spurs don't do anything when it comes to the Trae Young situation, and we will still win. If we just sat back and allowed the Atlanta Hawks to implode, because we know that that's about to happen, hey, we still benefit from it because we have their picks. And I saw someone say no, the wrong move would be doing nothing. It's no, we already made the move. We already set the stage. The Spurs set themselves up beautifully. We can do something. We can go after Trae Young, give them their picks back, maybe a couple of ours, and we'll still have plenty of picks left. Or we could just say, hey, you know what? Y'all handle that. We'll just keep your picks. You do whatever you want to do, Atlanta. We're just going to keep that 2025, and we'll get us a point guard in that draft. It's really beautiful, okay? It really is beautiful. And I have to say that the San Antonio Spurs front office has done a fine job thus far. Now it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what comes out of it. But I think they've done a pretty decent job. One thing, this is just a small pet peeve of mine, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, all right? I'm talking to you, chat, all right? I didn't fact check this, but I don't think it needs fact checking, all right? This is one of those things where it's in my mind. I think I know what I'm talking about. I just bounce off of me, all right? A lot of people getting on to Brian Wright for drafting Keldon Johnson. I saw quite a few people talking about this. And the reason why I bring this up, because I truly do think that we have a good front office, and I think Brian Wright has been a good GM. This is the smoothest transition into a rebuild I have ever seen. You usually don't get your generational talent this quickly, and this many picks this quickly, really based on like nothing. Like we start off with almost nothing, and we did this. Pretty impressive. But people that are getting onto him for drafting Keldon Johnson, he didn't draft Keldon Johnson. Wasn't that R.C. Buford? I mean, I know that Brian Wright had a say-so in that draft, but people bring up Luka and they bring up Keldon, but he wasn't the GM when we got those two players. So I don't know why that's always brought up when we're talking bad about Brian Wright. In my opinion, I think that Brian Wright really needs to have a team that's constructed solely from him. And unfortunately, Keldon will be the last part of that. I could be wrong. Keldon could end up really coming into his own as far as being a good role player for this team in the future. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to trip. I'm not going to call for anybody's job. But, hey, Brian Wright did draft Primo. Yeah, but we never. Come on, man. Come on. Like, at the time, you gotta think of things relative to the time and what was going on. The Spurs getting Primo actually did make sense, like in hindsight. And I thought Primo was going to be really good, actually. Ruined his career, but I thought he was going to be really good. I can't really put that on the GM when Primo just doing what he's doing. Primo issues weren't his performance on the court. Yeah, like you can't. Yeah. If only Primo wasn't a. Okay, guys, I get focus. Okay, focus. He didn't draft Luka or Keldon, right? I don't know why people keep bringing that up. He didn't draft them. Am I right? Oh my God. My chat gets so distracted so quickly. You guys get distracted. Right. Okay. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, we're already on to something else. Anyways, look, all I have to say is getting TRAE Young is doable. I think the Spurs, if anybody, would have the best shot at doing so. And I don't think that either way really hurts us, honestly. You get TRAE Young, hey, we fixed the point guard situation. We probably, more than likely, would have already gotten our defensive wing. And then hopefully Sidi Sissoko could come into something. And then we'll still have pick capital in the future. So we don't have to worry about, oh my God, it's TRAE Young or bust. No, we'll still have picks for later on as well. And we have so many, absolutely so many second round picks that you can package into something as well. So I'm excited. I'll be honest. I'm excited. I think that we will be more than likely the front runners for getting TRAE Young if that were to happen. I know some people are quite against getting TRAE Young. Like, what's the point? He can't play defense. It's like, watch the Atlanta Hawks. Actually watch a few Atlanta Hawks games, because I have to tell you, he is having a phenomenal season, and defensively, he has gotten much better, and it's impressive. It's impressive, nonetheless. The one you got to worry about actually is DJ with his defense, but TRAE Young's defense, A-okay, A1 actually. Let's see. Does anyone think Primo did what he did to get out of San Antonio? That would be the dumbest move any player would ever do just to get out of. That is insane. Just ask out. Oh my God. What do you think the Spurs got to give up to get TRAE realistically? Well, what I'm hoping, okay, this is what I'm hoping. If we were doing it, right after this season, I would think that you probably have to give up your top 3 pick in this upcoming 2024 draft, which I would do. You'll have to give them all of their picks back. And you're probably going to have to add in maybe a couple more firsts. It'll be nice if we don't have to include ours, but does it really matter? We can kind of hold on. We can give up ours and maybe we'll be good enough to make the play-in playoffs. I don't know. So it wouldn't really matter anyway. So more than likely, that's what I'll be looking at. Probably giving them our top pick this year, give them their picks back, and then maybe just a few more of ours. And then along with that, you're probably going to have to get rid of, Keldon or maybe Malachi and Keldon, probably something like that. That's what I'm assuming. If they want to go full on rebuild, I mean, they would want their picks back, right? That's what I'm assuming. That's what I think. You lost me when you said give up our top 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, if you give up your top 3, you don't have to worry about it that much, especially if we already have Toronto's. So because this upcoming draft, while like there's a lot of talent in the lottery, the skill gap is not as insane as it was this past season, right? Like you don't have any type of generational talent. Like if you're looking at a player at top 5 or the 5th overall pick, 6th, 7th overall pick, it would have to be 7th overall pick, right? You're looking at the 7th overall pick. They're not that much different than the 4th or 3rd overall pick. I'm sorry. I mean, you could disagree with me. I don't think that the skill gap is that wide. There's a lot of good players, but I don't think it's that much of a difference from like late lottery up to like the end of the first round. It's just everybody's so close in skill level, so I don't think that it would matter that much. And if the San Antonio Spurs whole mindset is you get Trae Young and then we can get our 3-and-D small forward, hopefully Modest Buzelis will be available at 7th. He's really good. Guys, go watch him. He's back. Like a lot of people are like, he can't shoot. No, he's back. His shot is definitely back. I think he's shooting 40% over the last few games. I don't recall, but his shooting's back. He's very skilled, a lot of confidence, plays good defense. That's somebody that you could really take. Rob Dillingham, yeah, that's another guy that you could potentially take at 7th if you wanted to. But if you're getting Trae Young, then I more than likely would go after a small forward, right? Like that's what I would do. Cody Williams is better. See, Cody Williams could be available too. I'm just saying, like all these players. And that's the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but every single second, every single day, you hear another name and someone else is bringing up, well, what if we get this guy? What if we get this guy? What if we get this guy? And in actuality, a lot of these players are pretty similar in talent. Like, I don't think that you're losing anything by taking one over the other for a big chunk of these players in this draft in particular. Maybe not in previous drafts, especially not last year's draft or the one prior, when you have like Paolo Banchero and then Chet Holmgren, and then everybody else. It's not really like that with this one. But yeah. Dyson Daniels mid. Dyson Daniels isn't mid. He's having a bad offense. And didn't he just get hurt? He's having a bad offensive showing, but I think it also has to do with the team he's on. He's not really getting much opportunity to be like a scorer or develop those type of skills. Hopefully they can just trade him away, honestly. He has really good defense, though. He'll be fine. Modest Buzel is 28.1% at 3 point. No. I think he's got it way better. He got his shot back. He was just getting used to the G League. I'm pretty sure he's shooting like 40% over the last few games. I'm pretty sure. Look, it's besides the point, okay? My whole point is, if it came down to, like, which one would you guys rather choose? Would you rather just keep all your picks, which is fine. That's not a bad option by any means. Just keep all your picks, ride it out, see what we can get. Or if it came down to giving up a 2024 first round pick, you know, top 3, top 4, whatever, and you keep the other one, like you keep the 7th. You just say Toronto keeps winning or whatever, and we get the 7th. I mean, with the skill gap in this draft, I'm completely comfortable with taking Trae Young and then holding on to the 7th, and we'll still have more picks in the future. Like, that's how ridiculous our front office set us up, that we're capable of doing this and still rebuild. This is kind of why we have so many picks. I was wondering what we could finally get a guarantee. I don't want to do 20 players like OKC and pick and choose. Trade some of these picks for Trae. Yeah, that was the whole point. You get all these first round picks and you can package it into something if you need to. I mean, if you don't, you still got your picks, you know? 25 draft will be fire. It will be. And that's the thing. It's like, I would want to hang on to the 25th. Atlanta Hawks pick, but there's no way. Like that defeats the purpose for them. Like there's no way they don't get that 25 back. Like I don't see they can't be that incompetent. Like they want that pick back. You know? Dynasties built through the draft. You will still be building through the draft. I don't think this is a fast track by any means. I just think that this will be, I mean, he's a superstar, don't get me wrong, but I think that this will be okay, we got our star point guard. That's something that we need, and we still have to fill up the other spots. It's not like TRAE Young is like in his 30s, right? Like he has plenty of years left, and the way that he plays, he'll be totally fine. Like he still has plenty of years in his career left. We have the leverage, so to be honest, they ain't getting that 25 if I'm the GM. I guess it just depends on how bad you want TRAE. Like I said, like I can't disagree with any of you. If you say, nope, I ain't doing it, I'm holding on to my 2024s, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not tripping about it. I don't really have that strong of opinion about it. If I had to lean one way or the other, just depending on what it looks like, and it came down to the 2024 pick, but we keep Toronto's, give them back their picks, and we give them a couple ours, you know, maybe ones that's not even from us, but we just give them a couple ours. I mean, I'm probably not tripping about it that much, to be honest with you guys. And especially since in my mind already, I have it made up, which maybe I shouldn't made it up in my mind like this, but I already have it made in my mind that 2025 is the pick where we get a point guard. Then I really feel okay with going in that direction for getting TRAE. But I'm cool either way. Hopefully we trade for TRAE Young. Just imagine the pick and roll. It would be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it would be unstoppable. There's no way of stopping it. Really. It's no way of stopping that. A pick and roll with TRAE Young, pick and and roll, pick and pop. There's no way of stopping it. It would just be OP. Absolutely OP. But yeah. But we know TRAE Young loves the Spurs. We know his dad loves the Spurs. But yeah, we need Rob or Topic. I don't want Topic. I don't know why everybody likes Topic so much. I don't like Topic. I don't think he's that good. Lakers can't beat our assets. The only way they could do it is if TRAE really wants to go to LA. Yeah, he would have to really want to go to LA. That's another thing I'm banking on too. I'm waiting for TRAE Young to get disgruntled and say he wants to come to San Antonio. You say I also don't like Topic. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Topic is going to need years to develop. I just don't understand why people want Topic. I don't get that. I don't know what I don't see what you guys see. It was kind of the same thing with Collier when everybody went crazy about Collier. I was like, I don't see it. See, that's what I'm curious about. What could Lakers really give? They don't really have anything. I mean, this is what oh wait. I already had it up. Yeah, up to 3 first-round picks and 4 swaps. They're not gonna be that great. I don't know. What's that? KJ, Devontae, 2025 first-round pick, 2025 Atlanta first-round pick, 2027. You're not giving up 3 picks to get TRAE. Yeah, you can go ahead and get rid of that deal. They're not that dumb. There's no way. I would love that deal, but there's no way. Also, it's not going to be just KJ and Devontae. You're probably going to have to give up Malachi, honestly. It's going to have to be some young player. Malachi, Blake. It's going to have to be some young player that you give them. Some promising young player. I would try my best to hold on to Sohan and Fasel. But that's probably what it'll come down to. How much picks for him? In my mind, I'm thinking theirs, okay? 2024. All of theirs back. So what was that? When we be at 5 at that point? And then I'm thinking a few of ours. So either 6 or 7. I'm thinking 6 or 7 first round picks. I hope I did the math right. I'm sorry. I'm not looking it up right now. All right. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I could be totally off on it. That's my first thought. TRAE will beat Halliburton as assist leaders for sure. 6 or 7. Dang, bro, 6. That's what I'm thinking. For Trae Young? Probably. Here. Well, let's look up. I said I wasn't going to look up. Let's look it up. Spurs future draft picks. Fenspo. Okay, let's see. All right, 2024. See, look. Shoot. We won't get this one. This one won't convey this year. So yeah, so I'm thinking Toronto. This is how many picks we have. Like 6 sounds like a lot, but it ain't that bad, guys. So check it out. So let's just say hypothetically we give them Toronto's, okay? Boom, Toronto's gone. And then we give them, so that's 1. And you say we give them Atlanta's back, 2. That swap, they get that back, 3. There's another Atlanta one, 4. So now we got to start looking at the other ones. Let's say we give them one of ours, maybe like 20, 26. Okay, we're at 5. And we give them, don't we have a Chicago one? We got a Chicago one. And that would be 6. Like we have a lot. We have a lot of different things that we could do. We can give them Charlotte's if they'll take it. First round picks. Yeah, but we still have plenty of picks left. Once again, we got to keep Chicago. I want to keep Chicago. All I'm saying, once again, I am completely content with not giving them anything. And they keep Trae Young. I am completely content with it. And if Trae Young gets disgruntled enough and he makes it very obvious he wants to come to San Antonio, it'll make it way easier on us. And Lord knows he has been dropping hints that he wants to be in San Antonio for a minute this season. Making that comment on Instagram about, hey, they're not giving him the ball. Well, he just basically said it was easy. He was like, oh, that's an easy lob. Going on a podcast in which he knows exactly what they're going to ask him. And it was like 3 or 4 Wembanyama Spurs questions. Like, come on, man. You got his dad liking my tweets, but also talking about the Spurs. Like, we know that he grew up a Spurs fan. Like, it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. He could very well want to just come to San Antonio. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Branham, Keldon, and 3 firsts and a handful of seconds might do it under the logic of trying to keep as many picks as possible. We do have a lot of seconds. Let's see, 2020. Oh my goodness. There's no way we keep all of these, right? Like the Spurs knew what there's no way we keep. You guys really think we're going to keep this many? 2025 is going to be a great draft, but like Atlanta, ours, and Chicago's, and Charlotte's, we'll probably have 4 first round picks next year. We'll have like 4 first round picks. Are you really going to keep 4 first round picks? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's no way we keep all this. Yeah, you usually don't draft like that. Yeah, it could be 4 because this Hornets one isn't going to convey. It's protected 1 through 14, and the Hornets suck. So it'll go over to 2025. That could be 4 first round picks. Trading those protected picks seem like a waste. Which protected ones? The Charlotte protected? Wait, which protected? The Toronto? Ricochet. He looks good. I'm just saying, all I was saying is if we can keep the Toronto one, I'm telling you that's good enough for this particular draft. I'm not really that worried. But we'll see what the Spurs do. We'll see. Who knows? Probably. You're probably right, Free J. Charlotte picks is going to be 2 seconds. You're probably right, if we're being real. Wait, it's going to be 2 2025 seconds? I thought that no. I think it conveys one more year, right? And then 2026 is when it turns to seconds. Am I wrong? They ain't never getting that Charlotte pick. Probably not. Wait, I thought that starts in 2026. Hold on, let's confirm it and then we'll end segment. We had the Charlotte pick since 23. All right, let's see. It's sad because we made that deal right before Bridges dude did what he did. No, yeah, it turns into 2026 and 2027 seconds. So yes. Yeah, so if it doesn't convey this year, it goes into 2025. Hopefully Charlotte is pretty good. I don't know. They probably won't be. Let's be real. And then at that point, it would turn into 26 second. But we could very well potentially have 4 first round picks next year. Yeah, it's 2026, 2027. So it won't be seconds in 2025. It'll be seconds in 2026 and 2027. But yeah. Good stuff.